Information from the Ukrainian front line, day 617. Over the past day, 57 combat engagements took place. In the Bakhmut sector, the occupants tried unsuccessfully to regain their lost ground near Kromov, Klishchiivka, and Andrivka. Here, our defenders repelled 15 enemy attacks. At the same time, the invaders conducted unsuccessful assault operations in the vicinity of Pivden, Donetsk region. In turn, the Ukrainian Defense Forces continue their assault operations south of Bakhmut in Donetsk region, inflicting losses in manpower and equipment on the enemy and consolidating their positions. In the Avdiivka sector, the enemy, supported by air power, keeps trying to encircle Avdiivka, but Ukrainian soldiers are holding steadfast, inflicting significant losses on the occupiers. The enemy's offensive actions were unsuccessful in the areas of Severn and Pervomaisk in Donetsk region, where the defense forces repelled 7 enemy attacks. In the Maryinsky sector, the enemy conducted unsuccessful assault operations in the vicinity of Maryinka, Donetsk region. Ukrainian troops repelled over 20 attacks there. In the Shakhtarsk sector, the enemy conducted unsuccessful assault operations near Staromaersk, Donetsk region. At the same time, the Ukrainian Defense Forces continue to conduct offensive operations in the Melitopol sector, inflicting losses in manpower and equipment on the occupation forces and exhausting the enemy along the entire front line. Over the past day, the aviation of the Defense Forces conducted 9 attacks on the areas of concentration of personnel, weapons and military equipment and 3 attacks on enemy anti-aircraft missile systems. The Security Service of Ukraine has detained an FSB informant in Zaporizhia who joined the Oblast Military Administration to provide information about the armed forces of Ukraine in the country's south. The SSU says that the man tried to obtain secret information about the deployment of the armed forces and defense procurement in the Oblast covertly while serving as the chief specialist of the Oblast Military Administration's cybersecurity department. The Russian mole tried to use his access to the servers of the state institution to get secret information. The SSU said that the offender was caught in time and he did not have an opportunity to pass on the intelligence to Russia. The investigation has found that the Russian informant turned out to be a resident of Zaporizhia, a radio engineer by profession. Before joining the Oblast Military Administration, he worked at one of the local companies that maintained military equipment for the defense forces. He offered the Russians his help in the war against Ukraine in September 2023. An FSB officer contacted him remotely and enlisted his cooperation. The informant covertly filmed the plant's production facilities and the military equipment located there on his phone, on the instructions of the Russian Secret Service. He also tried to identify repair bases and other logistics centers of Ukrainian defenders in Zaporizhia. The perpetrator faces up to 12 years in prison. Alexandru Mustiata, director of Moldova's Security and Intelligence Service, has said that Russia has spent $55.2 million on destabilizing the situation in Moldova. Security and Intelligence Service data points to a sabotage scenario with external intervention having been prepared and implemented in Moldova starting in the second half of 2022 to bring about the overthrowing by force of the democratic government in Moldova and the seizure of political control by criminal groups subordinate to other countries. Subscribe to our channel so you can follow the latest events from Ukraine. Your support helps us grow and spread awareness to a larger audience.